Hi YouTube, it's Connie and today I'm back with another video. So today's video is going to be a little bit different. It's going to be probably a bit niche. It's not going to appeal to everyone, but it's definitely my favourite topic to ever speak about, and anyone who knows me knows like I will literally jump at the opportunity to speak about camp. So if you want to spend your summer getting a tan on the lake, just in the middle of like the most amazing scenery ever, making memories with some new best friends, then this is the video to keep watching. So the reason I'm actually doing this video today is because in exactly 3 months I'll be sat in Manchester in my hotel, and I'll be literally just, I'll be like freaking out or something because I'll be flying to Minnesota the next day, and I'm just like, I've been waiting for this since I left camp in 2019. I thought I was going back 2020, 2021, obviously we know the reasons why. But this year like it's actually happening, and I can't like even comprehend that I'm gonna be back there. Like it was just like this other life that I led, and it was just unreal. So I'm so excited that it's actually happening, especially when it's like the dreary February weather at the moment. I'm just looking out and it's all like grey and stuff and raining, so to think that I'll be just like getting a suntan on a lake all summer just sounds divine, to be honest. So my camp story starts in 2019, and I'd always wanted to like do a summer camp. I'd never really known my way around it or anything, but one of my dad's friends, when he was at university, he did it, and like my dad had said, oh my gosh, he had such a good time, like I think you'd love it, because I loved America as a country. Like I loved going there with my family, but I wanted to do longer than just like a couple of weeks or a few weeks. So obviously summer camp would have been perfect. I did want to be a Disney princess, that was the other option, but we've not attempted that yet. It was just before I went back to uni after Christmas break, and I just had the feeling like I needed to, you know, have something to look forward to this summer. So I went online and I found the website Camp Leaders. So they looked really promising, and I decided to put in my details like my email, my phone, etc., just to kind of say that I was interested in going. Didn't think anything of it, and then about 2 weeks later, maybe a week later, when I was back at uni, I just got an unknown number call. And most people don't answer that kind of thing, but I'm so nosy, I'm like, how's this person got my number? So I want to answer. So I did, and that was literally the best decision I made, because it was a guy from Camp Leaders, and he kind of conducted a mini like phone interview just to kind of see like what I was about and stuff, and then he explained that he was happy for me to like continue with the program if that's what I wanted to do, and it was going to be £599, I think. Might have gone up, might have gone down, not really sure. And that covered the cost of like everything they do to help me. Camp Leaders are such a good program to do it through. Everything is literally like, it's almost like written out for dummies almost. It's not, it's like written out really well, but you can't really stuff it up, is what I'm saying. Like you can't mess it up. Everything is like there for you to use. And yeah, as I said, so all that comes with it, and then your flight, so they'd literally pay for your flight there and back, which was just like perfect. And you could also fly back from different destinations, which is even better. So I actually flew out to Minneapolis, which is where I needed to be at my camp, and they allowed me to fly back from New York because I wanted to end my travels there. So that was like really awesome that you could, you know, it's not just you're flying to and from camp, they allow you to like choose where you want to fly back from. So I obviously was like, whoa, my parents are going to be paying for this, I need to ask them first, and they were really chill with that. So I got through to my parents and they were like, yeah, like go for it, which I'm very lucky to have had that support. Like I do admit that. But then I was able to go through with all the application, and then I had another interview. So once you go through with everything, you've paid, you do need to pay a deposit. You don't have to pay it all off straight away. There's a few different chunks. So it's not like, oh my gosh, here's this like giant sum of money you have to pay. I think it's about 4 different payments, which I think is really good, especially if like you're a student and you're paying for it yourself. Like that's like perfect. So I then had like a coffee date / Skype call interview. Mine was a Skype call, but sometimes you could meet with like a Camp Leaders team member, like at your local coffee shop or something, if it worked out. I know that Camp Leaders is actually based on Albert Dock in Liverpool, so maybe if you're a Liverpool student or you live in Liverpool, that'll be, you know, you can go and meet with one of them in person. But I did a Skype call and it went really well, and she was really informative, so I got to also ask her questions about her time at camp. So everyone who works there has also done their time at camp. It's not like they just decided to work for a company. Like, everything is so authentic, and they all have been in like your shoes, if that makes sense. So they know how daunting it is to kind of just go off to the US, but also how exciting it is, and they make sure like that you see, you know, all the positives in it, but they're also not removing the negatives. Not that there is any negatives, but kind of like they understand, you know, what can go wrong and stuff, and they'll explain like how you can get over the obstacles, if that makes any sense. Sorry, I just had to check it was still recording. So yeah, so I went through with everything, and then it got to about May time and I was able to book my visa appointment. So before that, there's a few things you have to do. So you'll have to go through with a police check. That costs about £75. It's all done online, and basically they'll just make sure that you're okay to be working with kids. That's about it really, and obviously that you don't have these major kind of criminal records, because it's quite hard to get through American immigration if you do have criminal records. So make sure you keep that squeaky clean. And then you've got your visa fee, so that's about £100 probably. And then also there's the getting to London, which is where the US Embassy is based. But both times, so last time I went and stayed with one of my best friends and we had a little weekend, and then this time I'm going in April, and I'm going with a friend I actually met at camp all the way back in 2019. So we're going for a little girls couple days, so you can make it into like a reason for going to London. It just doesn't have to just be like business, so make the most of it because you are like traveling to get there. I was kind of scared actually the first time I went to the embassy, because you have to like go through customs just to get in, which is obviously good because it means it's safe, but like I had some toiletries and stuff because I was staying at my friend's, and like all my like stuff had to get binned. So be careful also what you take to the embassy, because it will all be looked through in like scanners and stuff, and you can't have liquids. So yeah, be careful with that. So yeah, also make sure you don't have any outside of the UK travel within like, I don't say 10 days to 2 weeks after your visa appointment, because they will keep your passport. So, you know, if you have a holiday planned a few days after, you won't have your passport. So that's just a little heads up. You also have an opportunity to go to like a little convention of camp leaders, and they'll basically explain everything to you. I had it on Albert Dock, and it was great. It was such a good day actually. They just kind of went through everything you'll expect at camp. So I'm going to go back to like the hiring fair, which would actually come before your time at the embassy. So yeah, before you need your visa, you obviously need to get placed at a camp. So I did actually have a camp in mind, only because I just heard of it. So I went to the Manchester hiring fair. I went there by myself as well, and it was so cool. Everyone there is so nice. Like, everyone obviously is just going out there, putting themselves out there, so they also want to make friends. So you meet some really cool people, even just like at the hiring fair and stuff like that, which is nice. So I was just kind of walking around, and it shows you kind of what they're looking for. If they're looking for general counsellors, if they're looking for someone who specialises in riflery, if they're looking for special needs counsellors, there's loads of different opportunities for people. So I just wanted to be a general counsellor. I like wasn't particularly skilled in any set area that I wanted to kind of put myself forward for. I have like skills, but I just didn't want to be in charge of a specific kind of activity, especially for my first year. I just wanted to play it cool and kind of see what the whole thing was like. So I came across this camp, and they were like chatting to me, showing me what it was like, and then they were like, come on, let's see your little CV. So you will print out kind of like a mini CV for them to see what your availabilities are dates wise, what your skill set are, what your experiences are with children, etc. Obviously that's all really important to them. So I sat down with this camp. It's called Camp Lake Hubert and Camp Lincoln, which is the boys' side. And I was chatting, I had to explain, just everything about myself, and they were just like really cool. Their excitement was really infectious, and they offered me a job, and I was like, oh my gosh, like I wasn't expecting this. So I went, can I just like phone a friend? I went and called my dad in the toilets. I went, please, quickly, dad, like I know you're at work, can you search up this camp? Like, is it cool? Is it good? And he was like at work, like searching this summer camp, and he was like, yeah, looks cool. And I was like, let's do it. So I went back to the guy and I was like, I would like to sign your contract, I'd like to do it. And oh my gosh, like that was fate, because I had the most amazing time. My dogs are barking. I'm just filming a video. Okay. I literally had the summer of a lifetime. It was unreal. So I'm returning to Camp Lake Hubert and I'm so excited. The friends I made out there, I'm literally still best friends with. Like, I'm in touch with them every day. I have them all over England, New Zealand, Australia, Russia, Poland, Mexico, all of like South America, obviously all over America, of course. Just, it's unreal. So that is basically what is waiting out there for you if you're wanting to do the same thing. Oh my gosh, it was just so unreal. Like, I just love talking about it. I'll go into a little bit more depth about actually being at camp. So when you get there, we had 14 days of OSD, which was just kind of like teaching us basically how to be counsellors, kind of going over like what we will come into contact with, how to deal with parents, because we'll have to do parent phone calls, parent letters, etc., how to deal with the kids, homesickness, like throwing up, like everything you could possibly encounter with children. Then also how to get on with like the other counsellors, because that's so important. Like the communication skills were so necessary, and like I even found like sometimes you did need to just sit down and like chat with your cabin, because you're like, how are we going to get over this obstacle? And like you just kind of learn how you were going to deal with, I don't know, the next 2 months basically. And also you're all living on top of each other, so it was so good that we had that time to kind of like get to know each other before the kids got thrown at us, so we weren't strangers when there was these like kids with us too. Like, we got to make those connections and relationships before kind of like all these kids were thrown at us. The kids were all amazing. They're literally like little like rainbows, honestly. All of them were just so much fun. They all had so much energy. They wanted to just lap up every single thing that you had to offer as well. They were like so in awe of you as a counsellor. They loved my British accent. They loved to copy me. But obviously there's so many different accents. They just loved them all. They loved to mimic us all basically, but it was so cute. So my day was just jam-packed, but I loved it. Like, I'd wake up at 7 or possibly earlier if I wanted to call my family in the morning, or go swimming, or go on a run, or use the gym. Like, there's so many things you can do as well. You get 3 meals a day. That's all like already paid for. Like, it doesn't get taken out of your pay. Obviously you stay there, that's again not taken out of your pay. You also have snack time, so like you have plenty of time to eat. You're not like exhausted because you're so excited for the next day, so you never actually get tired, you never get fed up. It's just like fun. And yeah, I could say so much more, but I wanted to keep it like not too long. This is just kind of like a thing that you guys would have to go through if you wanted to do the same thing. If you guys have any questions, please like comment them, because I genuinely will be so happy to do another video on camp, and I will do some more. But if you guys have any like ideas of what you'd like to know, if you'd like to know more about, say, like a general day in camp, then definitely let me know, because I will do that. I will definitely do that. So this has been such an amazing video to make. Like, I've had a smile on my face the whole time, because this is genuinely my favourite topic, and I hope you have an amazing rest of your day, and definitely reach out if you are interested in going, because I will help you out massively. Campleaders.com is where it all starts. Bye!